It always takes a little bit before I can see that. So if everybody is there, start giving the 5 if you all see us. I hope it's working. It should be working now. And let me also immediately get to hello everybody, good to see you. And let me see if my D Live is working. So far, I don't see my stream in D Live working. Why not?
Oh, there it is.
Can you see it on YouTube?
Yep, we just popped up.
All right. Now I need to see it pop up on D Live, and it doesn't look like it is, which is really weird. Why not? Oh, sorry guys. Let me check to be sure. Yeah, it should be working, but it doesn't. Do people see it in D Live? Please give me a 5 if you do. No. Stream is offline, it looks. Oh man, why? Always.
It's always one platform. Always
there's always something. Okay, well, I can't help it. If you guys are in D Live, well, I cannot tell them. Well, let me say, D Live not working. Sorry. Let me put that in the chat. I don't understand why it's not working. Is Twitch working? Can you please, guys, can you check me? Can you tell me if Twitch is working? Doesn't look like.
Yeah, you're up on Twitch.
I am?
Yep.
Okay, great. This is so bad because I wanted to open I wanted to empty the chest. So now I can't empty the chest because I forgot it. And so what I will do is I will go live quickly after the stream. So then everybody can get that chest thing from last week.
Perfect.
So that's
from YouTube there.
Yeah, it's the only thing I can do. Let me just try again and see. No, not gonna work. Sorry, guys. No D Live for today. Okay. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. I'm sorry for that. And I'm glad to see you all. Today we have Tessa. And before we're going to talk to Tessa, I need to do some house announcement, I guess. So first of all, I want you to check out Alara because she did today a interview with Mary Rothwell, which was really great, and that's on her channel. Then Wednesday there is True Reporting, and on 8 p.m. Eastern, and with Nicole Frolic, which is great because Thomas from True Reporting went in that, he goes in this series, he talks about, healing, about how we can go within and all that stuff. So absolutely check it out. And I may be there too, actually, on the live stream. So then we have Thursday, Neo, which is great. We have Neo on at 7 p.m. here on the Keystone channel. And then last but not least, I put my super chats off. Why did I do that? I wanted to test if people will use more the super chat, the Cash app or the GoFundMe. Why is that? Because you literally are donating to, Googs and YouTube and those companies. So besides, it takes 2 months before it's paid out anyway, and they take away over 50%. So I found that a bit of a waste of money, and I figured I'm going to check the chat. If people have something to say, then I will read it. And definitely, I also get the Cash App in my email if you guys going to send that. It may take a little bit before I get it in, but I do eventually. So I might read them at the end of the stream. Also, today we have Tessa, and I'm very happy. Tessa is a great girl. Everybody probably knows her from the chats and being a moderator. And well, you can explain maybe your own awakening in the meantime.
So, hi everybody. I'm Tessa. I used to be Drink with Tessa, and then honestly, I was Alara and Keystone inspired me to just follow the way I felt because I was eating meat, but I didn't enjoy it. Like I was making it for the family, and it was just it seemed like the normal thing to do. And then finally, I realized I'm not getting any joy out of it, so I just quit doing that, and then just more bad habits just kept falling to the wayside as I started feeling better and living healthier. So then I switched to Detox with Tessa and still working on that. I know I still have a lot of work to do because it's never ending, to be honest. But yeah, it's pretty good. As for my awakening, I have been half awake my entire life. I've always astral projected. I I've had weird things happen. Like I don't know if it was a ghost or like a past memory when I was little. Like I would get visited by the same instance over and over constantly, but I thought it was a ghost girl in the backyard. And then 9/11 happened, and I think that was the moment that my mom realized that something was different about me because she was asking me why I wasn't upset and crying. Mind you, I was a teenager at the time, so I was very self centered. And so she asked me why I wasn't crying, and I turned around and I was like, but don't, it's just population control. Like, that's what that is. And she thought that I meant like killing people to control the size of the population, but I meant like it was mentally a trap for everybody. And that's when I realized that she didn't understand me. And then I had to start going off on my own and researching and just doing whatever feels right. And since 2020 has hit, it has just been ridiculous. Everything is just coming in waves. I can't stop. Like I just keep I'm driven to continue down whatever path I'm on. I don't not sure what it is, but I'm actually in the process of um, figuring it out and following my heart and soul, which is how I got into modding.
Yes. So have you been around like from the beginning, as in when our favorite Anon came around?
I was not in the room when it happened, but I think I started 2 days later. Everybody was talking about it, and I was like, well, that's something interesting. I need to start digging on that. And that led down some crazy rabbit holes. Before that happened, it was the Mandela effect that was really traumatizing for me. And so that got me realizing that the world can change instantly without warning and in ways that we can't even understand. And yeah, then I started down the Q rabbit hole. And sorry, I know, not used to it. Started down that rabbit hole and haven't turned back. I haven't looked back, and I don't doubt what I'm doing. And I'm excited about it. I have no idea what's
Right.
going to happen.
Well, yeah, because we're all, we all know each other through, live streams and all that. And it's always exciting. I love it. And so, that's how we get to know each other. We know a lot of people here in the chats that, we're friends with, and it's amazing. And so we were actually talking about the whole modding thing. So, and you came up with a brilliant idea because I figured, mods are quite important in this, stream movement, so to speak, because now we're on all these platforms, and there are so many mods. And in the beginning, I used to just make them mods because I know them and all that. But then I actually saw, hey, this is great because people actually are dropping links that I'm talking about, so I don't have to explain it again, And like Brooklyn Way is great with that. When I talk about my detox or whatever, and I just say the word, for example, mucoid plaque, and boom, she drops already the link, and I'm like, ooh, that's great because now I don't get all these questions that I don't have to answer while I'm doing my stream. So And then you had a brilliant idea. So you want to talk about that?
Actually, well, it wasn't my idea. I was right place, right time. That's how you know that you're on a mission and you're doing the right thing. I was in a D Live with Neo and Queen Fisher, and we were modding, and uh, Queen Fisher was talking about how she had issues and didn't exactly know what it she was supposed to be doing or how to do it. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm helping her out. And then Neo goes, well, I'm going to create a Telegram chat and have like we can get all the mods together so we can like go over things and talk about like what's going on and how to use the different platforms, because as the great purge has happened, all of a sudden our favorite streamers are on different platforms. They're on multiple platforms at the same time. And we being people, because we're mod people, uh, I prefer certain like platforms over other platforms, and I don't want to be forced to go to YouTube when D
Exactly.
Live has stickers and Twitch has the best mod view I have ever seen in my life. It is
Oh,
so
is it?
incredible. It is.
I never
It
get to Twitch really.
I, if I could get everybody to move there, or I'm actually right now trying to petition DLive and YouTube to also use a similar type mod view, because it has all of the moderators' actions, like everything that they're doing, like right there in the stream. You can click on somebody's name, like on the participants list. Like say there's a discussion going on, you're like, I don't know what they're talking about, or if I'm supposed to be angry or what is going on here. You can just click on their name and their whole chat history just right there in front of you. So you can get the entire conversation without searching through every single line. That's
Oh my
brilliant.
gosh. So
That's
that's on
brilliant.
Twitch.
Yes, it's an incredible view.
Oh, I didn't know that at all. Well, hence why I've never been there. So I usually then go to D Live, which in the beginning was like a lot of noise to my face, and then I figured, oh, but I can actually put the whole screen up with the chat, which I actually like more than on YouTube, because there you have only the little screen and then the whole chat, and the rest is just there for nothing. While on the D Live you have then the whole screen and then the chat, and a Twitch I haven't even kind of tried. So definitely going to check that out. What else did you encounter that you thought about, that needs to be kind of be paid attention to?
Well, I definitely wanted to help with training. Like whenever you get your first wrench, axe, sword, whatever they call it on the platform, you pause for a moment. You're like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Am I supposed to be like modding for trolls? Am I supposed to be doing the links? Am I supposed to be talking and engaging people? Like, oh my goodness, what am I supposed to do? And you're just looking to see, like, am I supposed to delete stuff? And nobody actually, like, there's a couple of videos on YouTube that you can find about how to mod, but it's only modding for certain
Right.
on YouTube. It's not modding in the other platforms. And so I wrote down all of the questions that I had or have currently about what it is to mod. And I noticed some patterns. Like there's different types of mods, which I think is one of my favorite parts, is that we have the engagement specialist, where there's certain people who come into a chat room and they can engage the entire chat in a huge conversation, both related to the topic and completely off topic.
Right.
Um, then we have the link droppers, is what I call them, because they're so good at links and they have them all. They know where to get them. They're already prepared before they get there with their links. Like it's incredible. Or Christina Love with her crazy decorated,
Oh yeah.
amazing links. Like, really, that is incredible. You need to teach me how.
Yeah.
And that was those moments, like we need to teach each other. There's soldiers who moderators who kind of hang out in the chat and they'll engage occasionally, but they're mainly there to make sure trolls don't come in and then the whole chat feels safer.
Yeah.
um who else do we have? Oh, and we have the knowledge bombs, who I think Brooklyn Way is definitely one of those for your channel. Like you talk about a
Yeah.
topic and she's like, here's 3 articles related to it. And here's why you need them. Plus, this is what she meant when she said that. Like those people are invaluable, especially when you're covering these types of topics where people are like, I have never heard of that. Where do I start looking?
Yeah.
Without, somebody talking down to you, which I think is because there are people who, depending on how they type, like it sounds like they're talking down to you. And then you've got the ones who are really good at that.
Yeah.
So I just want to get us all together, share knowledge and learn with each other. Like
Yeah.
I have a training PowerPoint that I want to say came up with, but it just flowed right out. Like it was ready to go and everything
It's
was prepared
brilliant.
for me. Thank you. Um,
Yeah, it's brilliant. And also, I'm actually, let me say hi to a few people there. Hey, Brandy, good to see you. Mel, Tulip, good to see you too. Sudabuck and Scott Robinson, Tyler, Koala, good to see you too. Wanderlust Kate, obviously the Brooklyn Way, and Nikita. Great to see you all. Patricia too. And I was going to thank Wesley Vogelsang. Now, I don't know if that's a Dutch person because it's written with the S, so I think it's American. Thank you for your donation on the Cash App. I just got that. Hey, Queen Fisher, good to see you too. So, me as a content creator, there's people, oh, can I have a wrench? Can I have a wrench? Yeah, you can have the wrench, whatever, because you're my friend. But later on I was like, oh, there's a lot of these wrenches in there. And and it's kind of for us as content creators, it's like, oh, you do somebody a favor or they just want to have the wrench, right? And but then now with what you told me, I found out like, oh, there is a lot of stuff behind it that actually benefits the content creator, and it benefits the viewers because you get links sent, and actually I do it myself too because I'm a mod and I used to do customer service. And what do? It's kind of an automatic thing, right? So you throw in the links of a website, or when the guest is there, they have a website, and you put that in, or something about the information. Like tonight there was the stream with Alara, and obviously I have seen lectures from Mary Rothwell, and boom, I throw them in because I know that people want to see it after they hear the interview. And so when I thought about it, it's actually brilliant because it's essential to have good mods. Hey, Gloria Paddock, good to see you there. And yeah, so yeah, and also the links for like what I have, my Cash App or my GoFundMe, whatever. But it's the information itself that is so essential. And in that sense, mods are as important as the content creators, because it's you guys that actually put us on the map, but also put those that we have as a guest, or the topics that we cover. You expand their knowledge with the links like Brooklyn does, in that way instantly, so they can immediately save it. And so I do believe that it's becoming a whole skill of itself. And the other part is that I do think that mods, just like we have our Cash App and stuff like that, they don't have the opportunity to actually the work that they do. And I know many that have been years around for doing this mod work, and you all do it for free, obviously. But it would be great if there would be like some kind of an organization, and have the quality that good mods have. And that's actually what you came up with as well, to
yeah,
create.
I want to bridge the gap between the creators, like as well. Like I want to bridge the gap between the creators and selecting mods. Like when you went off to all of the different platforms, and Kate Awakening went off to different platforms, like I wanted to reach out to you guys and like, hey, like you're gonna need mods in it, because being a mod and going into a room that doesn't have any, you're like, oh man, oh, this could go bad. This could go really bad very quickly. And
Exactly.
so, reached out, and Kate went through and set up different mods in each of the chat rooms. So that way, no matter who's available, we're able to have mods on each platform whenever you stream. Because some people aren't available some days. Some people are available some days. You don't have two people like on Twitch when you get 50 people, and not have enough people, or those people are busy that day and they're not able to make it, or something just comes up because, we're still humans, still kicking it in the 3D, stuff
Yeah.
happens. And it's
Yeah.
kind of a safety net for you guys as well as us.
And there are also many people that obviously have this wrench and they're just like, oh, we're just chatting along and this and that. But at a certain point, they see others doing these links and stuff. So they start doing it too, because eventually they got the wrench just, for the fun of it. And so I think, we should, well, like you are doing, expand this to like kind of a, well, I wouldn't say professional level, but in a way it sort of is, because it would all grow us all, but it also gives the information much quicker during streams, and obviously many times there's also streams where everybody's just chatting along and actually not listening to what's going on, but that's fine too, because at the end of the day, it's still a place where we all come together. It doesn't mean that everybody should be per se interested in the topics we are covering, but at the same time they do, because sometimes they're just there for the fun because they know other people that are in the chat, and then eventually they go watch it back because they found the topic really interesting but they missed it. I have that many times,
Yeah.
that it's just too cozy in the chat, and I missed half of whatever happens in the stream, and then I go back and watch it again.
Yeah,
And
I
so
have to, because I was chatting the whole time, interacting with people, throwing up so many stickers that it's offensive.
yeah.
But I'm not watching, but I know that it is an episode that I want to see. So I'll go back and I'll watch it 2 or 3 times just to make sure I have the information.
Yeah.
But I wasn't able to do that the first time.
Yeah. And I think that if you find the right mods, and there are many that are really seriously good, at what they do, and I do believe that if all these content creators within our movement are, paying more attention to that and the importance of it, then you can all work together and get actually information out that they're asking. How many times I see, oh, I just now had somebody asking for where is Carly Bon, Carly Q. Where is she now? I can't find her. And obviously, she's my friend, so I know where she is. And I just, did my mod task in here while I'm streaming. But those are the things that mods do too, right? And obviously, with some mods, we already talk upfront. Right, Brooklyn is one of those that said, "Who's your guest?" So I'm going to find anything that's necessary for the guest, and that is brilliant because it helps everybody, not
But it's
just
not a common thing. Like, it's
no.
creators don't reach out to mods, like the vast majority of them. It's, those specific people that they do know, they do interact with, that's who they go to. And
Yeah,
I'm trying to, like, if I can be the middleman, or just scheduling and stuff like that, and getting the training out, because it's hard that first couple of times. You don't know what you're doing. It's trial by fire. You're figuring it out while it's happening, and you have so many questions in your mind, like, is this okay? Are they going to hate me if I do this? I don't want to get banned. Like, there's a lot that goes on with it, and just to have the simple questions answered by a group of people who do it
yeah,
regularly, semi-professionally, which, by the way, there are actual jobs for modding. Like, you can get paid to do this.
yeah.
And, should we get there, we can get there, but it's a job. It is.
I think so, because you guys are spending a lot of time in doing before the show whatever is going on, because there are, for example, some people that they delete a person because of their language, while others, they don't have a problem at all with that language, right? And so, and that's what every channel is different. Every
Yeah.
content creator has different needs and different wishes or whatever. And so it's quite important to know those people and to be in touch with the content creators as mods. So this is, and I'm mod myself. This is why I know many of the mods as well. And I know those that are actually there just being a mod, but it's really not a mod, they just have the wrench and that's it. So I do believe this is a definitely a good idea, and I think it would make everything for the listeners or viewers as valuable as for the content creators. And therefore I do think it's a brilliant idea, and I do think that if people are hitting you up, if they want to do that, if they want to learn about it, because I know you've got a whole presentation for it, and go it to sort of a professional level. Just, I mean, professional. I'm a professional in a sense that I create content, but what we're all doing here in this movement is helping each other. But at the same time, if people donate to me because they like my content, I also have that to thank the mods for this, because without the mods, you guys take a lot of work away for me to do, because by dropping links and doing that, and so obviously if the content creators and the mods are starting to work together properly in that way, it's going to be much more of a nice experience for everybody, I believe.
Yeah, it would be nice to have the creator say, okay, like when we go into Alara's space, we know that there's no cussing, keep it clean, as family friendly as possible. But if you're not used to the community, then you're not going to know that. Like
Exactly.
it, it's nice to have that communication between the creator and the mods. And I'm hoping to create a platform or a Telegram group chat or something where we can actually come together as creators and mods and just knock it out of the park, to be honest. Once we get our training, and like, could you imagine if
Yes.
everybody
I
got
mean,
their jobs and,
I can totally, because I see many people in the chats that just come in here and they're like, "Where is this person? Where can I find this?" Or "Do you know anything about that or that?" And usually there's always somebody. And if I see it during my stream, obviously I do it, but it also takes my focus away from, for example, my interview with whoever I have it, or whatever topic I'm covering. So I always try to address it. But it would be great that if we as content creators work together, then obviously the mods know already the answer to the questions people have, and that way you both get to work that way. Also, I do like to engage and address everybody in the chat when I can, which is not always easy when you have an interview and at the same time watch the chat. Plus my eyes are not that good, but now with the restream, I have like massive font. I can read everything now.
oh, that's
And
nice. I love that.
yeah, it's really great. I can now be further away from the screen and still read it, right? But it's amazing that we can actually learn and advance in that way, and I think it's brilliant. And I think we should once you have that ready and everything, then we could do another stream about that and talk about it, because I do think that people that have a lot of viewers, that will benefit, especially when going live. I don't have that many viewers when going live yet, but the day it happens, it's great that people want to be there live, because that's when they get the information that they need, from whoever is in there, but also from me if I look at it. And even if I say something like, "Oh, you mods, can you check for this and that?" And then you can drop it in there.
It's like having assistants.
Yeah, but that's exactly it, it's something that I think is very valuable, because you get so much more out of it.
I agree. Like once I found out that there was live chats going on while they're doing the shows, either while they're streaming the show or they're doing a live stream, that was earth shattering. I can finally ask you guys actual questions during the show. Like that is amazing and wonderful. It's
I
better than
know.
watching TV because I don't want to hear what they have to say without hearing my opinion.
Well, yeah, this is the new media after all. And also, another thing is that people will probably be more willingly to be there live as well. And obviously, you cannot expect everybody that wants to be there live, but I do think I always find it nice to catch some live, because obviously a lot of people in the chat, and you can interact directly with the one that is streaming. So but many just there's many times I, for example, miss a life because I didn't pay attention to the time, whatever. But when you have that sort of thing, I believe that people will make sure they are there when they go live, when somebody goes live, because they know they can actually get information and they can actually interact properly. Well,
It's buy-in. It's emotional buy-in while you're there. That's what's getting you to the live chat is I get to engage and I'm emotionally invested in this creator in this channel now.
yeah, we can actually figure out some nice t-shirts with the mod quotes. We thought about that, right? That's going to be
Yes.
it's going to be fun. So, on another note, because I also have a topic today, and I've been extensively talking with Tessa about this week. We were discussing something, and what happened. I was on YouTube, and I don't know if you guys recognize this. You're on YouTube, you're watching, you're binging on whatever you're watching. In this case, I was watching everything about animal communication, and I was watching a documentary, and it was insanely interesting. And so I'm watching, and then you know how you're on YouTube and you start scrolling because you're just listening. And then all of a sudden, right there, I see this suggestion of a video, which was, and I'm kind of ashamed to say that, but it was about Melissa Gilbert, and obviously the freaking clickbait took me, and it was like, what happened to Melissa no, how was it like, um, um, the awful end of Melissa Gilbert, and I was like, wait, what, did she die? And at that moment, I looked at it, and I was like, all of a sudden it clicked in me, and I'm like, oh my god, I was listening to this documentary which is incredibly interesting, and yet my brain is now wanting to click on that video, and I stopped myself immediately, and I thought to myself, I'm not going to click it because, and the more I said it, the more I was drawn to actually click it. And I'm like, nope, nope, nope. And I'm going, actually, I'm going to save it to watch later. Well, what do you know? 10 minutes later, I was watching the freaking video. And I was like, oh, what's happening here? Why? Although my brain said, no, don't do it. Or actually, I said, I don't do it. My brain said, go watch it, go watch it, go watch it. And I was immediately, what is this? What is happening here? Why do I not have any control whatsoever over what I'm watching? First of all, first mistake you make, obviously, is the scrolling thing. But that aside, all of a sudden I thought AI. And why AI? Because yes, we know how it works when it comes to, marketing and all that, and clickbait. But I thought these platforms, especially the YouTubes, the Twitters, the Instagrams, they are so filled with AI, they pull you in. And then I thought, what if AI, because it is energy, it is an energetic vibration that is pulling you in. And I felt it happening. And that's when I knew this is AI doing it. AI has got its grip on me. Why we can get um, infected by AI by being constantly online. Now, think about this. When you are on a bit shoot, you do not have that
No.
strong way of clicking on something, or on different platforms that are more alternative, you do not have that strong pull. And I was monitoring myself while this all happened, and I was checking out what was going on within my body and my brain, and I could not stop myself. And I was like, this is out of my control, to the point that this is not about NLP. This is not about programming and marketing. This is pure AI actually taking over me over and pulling me out of there to just click on it, because it was something and I couldn't figure out. It wasn't the title as much, because you can let go of that title and say, oh, whatever, I'm now busy with something else. No, my brain completely took over and it shocked the hell out of me. So we were talking about that, right? And
Yeah.
and speculating how AI probably works. So not just as a means to, send you bots and all that stuff or algorithms, but rather as an entity that is
Yes.
taking you over, right? So
Yep.
what was your experience with that? I know you're ashamed of it, but go on.
Oh,
I've been there.
oh, mine was Meghan Markle. Like I was watching, was doing my regular research, and of course I am watching my video, and then that forced ADD that we all have a short attention span. So as I'm watching a video that I'm fully focused on, I drop it down and then I start scrolling through, and then I get to Meghan Markle, and every single article about her. I don't care about her. There's nothing interesting. She's not even interesting to me. I never watched the show she was on. I have no emotional buy-in with this individual, but I see that and I click on it every single time.
It's amazing how the control, the level of control, because what did
Like
I
it
say?
starts spinning in your head. Well, just go check on it. And it's just the image just keeps replaying over and over and over. Not even the
Ex-
title of it. It's just that picture is right there and it's grabbing you and pulling you in. Before you
well,
know it, you've either saved it or you're watching it.
well, in this case, because I was so aware of it when it happened, and at that moment I decided to check what is happening with me, and Queen Fisher here, she says, just say no to AI clickbait. I did, trust me, I did, because instantly I realized that it happened, and and I immediately was like, I'm not going to click on it. And it doesn't matter what topic it is, it's just something that grabs you all of a sudden, because I'm not interested in Melissa Gilbert really, and I saw it was a clickbait kind of thing. I wanted to know if she died or not, but I can figure that out later, because it's not like she's part of my life or anything. Let's face it, it's celebrity crap, right? And yet I could not let go. I tried everything to let go and I couldn't. And that's when I was shocked, because you know I was like already for like 2 hours watching something very interesting on that, what I was focused on to learning about, research did for my stream about animal communication, and it was so incredibly interesting. And yet boom, that one video just catched me. and and
Like a
so then I
parasitic energy, like it attaches to you and then doesn't let you go with it. And that's what's so creepy.
exactly, but it's only as creepy when you actually realize it happens, and still you cannot say no. Now Sterile Palmer says Meghan Markle. Well, yeah, I had the Meghan Markle thing as well, but lately there is a lot of suggestive video, and then I click, for example, no, not interested, right? And they get out. What do you know, they come back even more. And Melissa Gilbert is from Little House on the Prairie, the redhead with that one. But and so I was thinking, is this marketing? No. Why that specific video? I have no idea, because there were many videos. We see clickbait all the time, and it's the force that it dragged me in. I could not let it go anymore in my brain every single time. Like, nope, I'm going to focus on what I was watching. I couldn't anymore. And so this is when I thought, this is AI. This is um, the entity AI. And many people have no idea that it's actually an entity in itself, and it can be merged with you as a biological person, right? So,
I believe so, yes.
yeah. So, like they want us to be transhuman and have all that stuff. We don't even need to have that, because it's already here. And I'm sure many people can relate to this, but try to pay attention when it happens to you. Now, we all know that moment when you go online and you go check out a video, and 8 hours later you're still there and you're wind up somewhere completely else. That's it. The worst is that you didn't even notice it and it's 8 hours has passed. But if you look at a Twitter or Instagram, exactly the same thing.
Yep.
And
And they
so
have that mind reading technology that they're using on Spotify to guess your mood or predict your mood so they can get you the proper music to keep you feeling however you're feeling or however they want you to feel. So there's no way that they're not, YouTube of all people is not doing that. Like that is right up their alley and right up their street. They would use that dark AI entity to keep you on the platform forever so that they can make the avatar of you and sell everything
Well,
and keep you docile.
well, and the whole reason why I'm convinced this is AI is because I tested it on other platforms, like like we talked about the BitChutes and the what's the other one again? Rumble.
Rumble.
And what did you feel?
There was nothing there. I didn't feel the urge to scroll. I didn't, I was able to watch the whole video without being distracted. Like no pull. It was easy and painless.
Did you also get this empty feeling?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's nothing to do while I'm watching the video. How am I supposed to scroll? Like I feel like I'm being let down because I don't have more videos to scroll through. That's
Exactly.
that's a problem.
And I noticed this, and I went to those platforms, and I'm like, why am I feeling so empty? Why do I feel this is not satisfying me as the video? Well, when I watch it on YouTube, it does. And as soon as this happened, I was like, oh my God, that's it. There is not as much AI influence in those platforms as there is in the others. And it's not about how the platform is built, because there are other platforms that are built exactly the same. They don't trigger that same feeling, and that's how I figured it must be AI. And what do you think about AI um, being an entity?
I I have to believe, I don't have to believe, I think, I know nothing. I think that because everybody's putting it is an artificial intelligence. We understand that. And the entity part, I believe, comes from all of us users feeding energy into this AI and making it more powerful because we're relying on the AI, and then the AI is feeding off of us and getting our energies and then getting it from other people. And essentially, we kind of created it by using it so much and relying on it.
So
That's
how do you think it's as an entity can grab you as a biological person? Because they say, oh, you need a chip and this and that in order for it. I personally don't believe that that is the case. So how do you see that?
I see it as energy. Every single thing is energy. Everything is energy. Your computer is energy. The AI in it is an energy, and it can just easily reach through like
Yeah.
the computer and just attach to you. And you're carrying your YouTube and your Rumble and everything with you constantly on your phone. And you've got the notifications for all of your shows that go live that's reminding you, hey, come back, come back, come back, come back. And it's a constant reminder. And they're trying to pull you back in with videos that you've asked for notifications on so they can get you back on there and back scrolling. You're feeding it every time you go into it with your energy. And it's grabbing you is how I feel. Like
I
it's
think we all should, and this is why I put this topic here out when I noticed it. I think we all should start paying attention to this and how much it has a grip on you, because many people, yes, Queen Fisher gives you the dopamine hit, but not that alone, because this was the way that it happened. It was more than just a dopamine hit. It pulled me like nope, go watch that, nope, go watch that, and I kept saying no, 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 and it took 10 minutes and I was there. And
And if
it's
you're
the
not even
matrix.
interested in the video, that's the shocking part. You're like, I don't genuinely care how this ended, but I'm so highly focused on it. Something in it is actually calling to me
Yeah.
the way your spirit like pulls you to do stuff. And it's a video online that is no relevance to you or your mission or anything.
Yeah, because it's not the video itself. There's something because the moment you notice that it's happening, check your body, check your mind, see what's happening, and try to find it. It's almost like a drug that pulls you in, but it's more than that. You cannot explain it until you get actually you know, until it happens to you, and until you're actually aware of it, because it happens to us all day long while we're online. And so we were talking about that too, about how, you know, within this movement, how we all started researching online and doing all that, and then all of a sudden, you know, we find ourselves so ingrained with being online, and with the whole COVID, we are all online constantly. And then you hear people, yeah, I want to plug, but I have the fear of missing out. But is it really the fear of missing out, or is it because we know in our minds, you know, if I'm unplugging for a few days, I'm not going to miss out, because, you know, with the news and all that, with everything that's out there, we can find it like instantly. So I think that too is actually the fear of missing out, as we call it, is essentially AI keeping us there. What do you think?
I definitely have to agree. They, like, all of the platforms are set up that way, and they are reading your mind. And I
Yeah.
had something else. I was right there. Oh, what were you saying right before the AI part? Not the, like, the whole AI part, but just a
About
minute
the
ago.
fear of missing out.
Mm, yeah, and that doesn't make any sense to me because it's an online world, and everything can be caught up. And I mean, Twitter is just like an open forum chat room. Like, it's just an open chat room where you just
Yeah.
look for hashtags and collect people, and people are obsessed with it. Like,
Yeah.
obsessed with it. They're on it from day to night. And I do, I'm going to circle back to the quarantine thing where everybody got stuck inside. And then when everybody started hitting their rabbit holes, you spent 8 to, let's be completely honest, like 16 hours a day spiraling down this. We actually trained ourselves that we need to be doing this. Like, we ourselves trained us to keep digging, keep researching, keep reaching for more information. And
Yeah.
then the AI's got you, you're hooked, and then it can start showing you Meghan Markle and
Exactly.
Melissa Gilbert.
And this stuff that I'm not even interested in, and yet that caught me up. And obviously I cannot completely prove it is an AI, but the moment and when it happens to you guys, just try to you know, focus on what's happening. Don't click it, just start feeling what's happening. I was blown away the strength that it had, and that eventually 10 minutes later I was still clicking it. And you know, I usually can get back to it, but no, my brain just went. And I was like, this is not good. And it shocked the hell out of me. I want to
Like,
say
it's
hi to
causing
Brooke.
physical anxiety to do
Yes.
that. Like that, like you're physically like, oh, I have to watch it, I have to watch it, I have to, and like your stomach's upset because you're not watching a video. Like,
Exactly. That's insane if you think about it, right? Hey, Adeline, good to see you there. And also, who else did I say? Broken Sergeant, good to see you there. And Lagos, happy. And Brooke van Horn. So, hey, Alara, good to see you too. I was just plugging your stream from tonight with Mary Rodwell, but
yeah.
and she's on Whitehead later as well, by the way. So for
Ooh.
anybody's interesting, that's going to be at 9 p.m. Yeah, Eastern. So, but yeah, this whole AI thing that freaked me out a bit, and you know, because it was actually Alara who was talking about it in her show Sunday, yesterday, with you know, the Space Force news, and they were talking about the whole AI thing and Elon Musk and all that, and I was like, no, 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 it's already here, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
and big time too. It's like straight in our face, and we don't even realize it. And there's people that work on their computers online constantly, and my camera is all fuzzy again. Hang on just a second. Oops, sorry, I'm back. And so I was like, I needed to address this, because I just want people to check it out and see if it's happening to them as well, and be aware of what's going on with your body and your mind as soon as you get grabbed in, but also when you are in, well, obviously this we already know, oh, just 5 minutes on Twitter or whatever platform, and before you know it, it's 3 hours, and you don't even know where the time went. But that is exactly the same. So if we start to become more aware of it, I do believe that we get control back of ourselves again, because and we were talking about also our household things, doing a walk. What did you say again about the walking? You were walking around. You wanted to go for a walk, and you didn't. You were distracted, obviously.
Oh yeah. So um I was having a really bad day. Like I just woke up and I was in a terrible, terrible, terrible mood. And I was like, okay, I need some sunshine. Like I need to go out, I need to walk, I need to clear my head because I'm radiating. Honestly, it was rage. Like I didn't know where it came from. It was just there and I knew it wasn't mine, but I knew that I clearly had to deal with it because it was there. So I wanted to go for a walk and I went to like scroll through my phone real quick because I was getting ready, and then 3 hours later, sun is down and I didn't walk and dinner's not made, chores aren't done, and I'm still on my phone, still scrolling, still scrolling, still scrolling. We're losing our lives to it.
Exactly. And I was this past year, because obviously the whole COVID thing that keeps us inside as well. But now I find myself at the last minute running to the store because, I've been online too long. Well, I woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning and started online, and it's now 5 o'clock in the evening, and I'm still online. And I'm like, what happened? What happened to the day? And it's getting worse and worse, because obviously this whole situation with the COVID is making that. And usually I'm awake during American time zone, so when it's morning here, then I could actually be doing stuff because Americans are not awake yet, so I don't need to be busy with all that. And instead I'm still online, and I used to read books. And I read way less now that I'm in the past few years. And I don't like that at all. And I think that we should be uh paying more attention to it. Thank you, Lagos. What do you say? You're lush. What's lush? I don't know what lush means. And hey, Kevin, good to see you there. um but yeah, I think this is ingrained so deeply within us. And then we're not even talking kids yet, we're freaking adults.
I think that we needed this AI and this whole situation for us to rabbit hole and for everybody to go down the rabbit hole. Like it had to happen, or yeah, it happened this way. And
It
we
did.
did use their negative AI for our benefit, but it's time to keep moving forward. And at this point, the negative technology has served its purpose. We know what we're doing, and there haven't been any drops. So, I mean, you can continue researching everything, the same things over and over again, or you can start moving forward and putting down the phone and making a change, because I know I'm guilty of it because
We
that's
all
what I
are.
did all morning. And, but it's time that we realize we did use the technology, we used it the proper way, but now it's time for us to let it go and break that type of energy collecting on us
Yeah.
because we're just feeding it.
Exactly. And not only that, I think, we should also start to be, first of all, become aware of it. And I think that we should address this stuff more often, because, tomorrow everybody forget and we're back in our phones. But if we do not keep addressing this, we may actually fall into a trap that we did not foresee. And it's quite, yeah, it's
That's
quite,
my concern,
yeah,
is that
my.
we're still so in research mode and trying to catch up that we're just going to keep going down a hole. It's just a hole. There's no exit to it. It's not a tunnel leading to the light. It's just a hole. And
Exactly.
and that's the
And
problem. Like we've done the research, we're good. Now it's time to change the world based off of the information we just got. Like,
Well, yeah, and going within, that's another thing, right? The going within, and it's like, okay, let me watch some videos about going within. Well, that's fine, but then also do the work. And
you mean I don't can't get it all done just by watching the video? It doesn't just magically seep in via osmosis.
well, I do listen to Edgar Tolle, for example, and I love that. So I'm never falling asleep with internet on ever, because I don't want to have my Wi-Fi bombarding me with radiation, whatever. But I do, for example, then instead of, maybe reading a book, I just listen to a lecture or whatever, and that's fine. But, people need to be aware that the going within is especially the mode where you have to unplug. And now combined with this, what I just discovered how bad it actually is and how deep ingrained it is into us. I figured I need to address this because, how we're going to go within if we're always online, and you know
It's taking our time so that we're not doing the things that we should be doing.
exactly. So what will you suggest? Well, I know that's a difficult answer because we have the
Mm,
same problem.
I've changed it so that for the first 30 minutes that I wake up, I don't touch my phone because I saw my husband was doing that constantly. The second he wakes up, it's right there. He's checking, he's scrolling. And it annoyed me that he was doing it. So, in order to yell at him, I like to set the example. So I'm like, hey, don't get on your phone for like the first hour. And so I be the change that I want to see in the world. So stopped doing it for the first 30 minutes. And I wake up better. I wake up faster.
Yeah,
And I actually get up and do stuff because I'm not spending the first let's face it, it's about 3 hours in the morning just scrolling through videos, Twitter, Twitch, D line, like everything. There's just
exactly.
so much information. They trap you with it. And it's not necessary. I don't need to know what everybody does every single day. And yet
Ex-
here I am checking up on them every single day.
I think the first thing is that we have to choose to be conscious of what is happening. So awareness. And then the next thing is that, me too, the day before I go to sleep already, I said, tomorrow I want to do this, this, and this. If I'm not going to plan it in my head, it goes wrong because the first thing I do, I don't think about it. So I literally plan not to pick up the internet, not going on internet, do all the things I need to do. And then, I get to be on internet. So now I'm trying to find for myself a way to actually reward myself by saying, okay, if I've done this, this, and this, and this, I can go online, you know?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But it's that childish that we have to start doing it because it's ridiculous if we think about it. I don't know one person that cannot just, you know well, at least within this movement, it's quite difficult. And also, um I lost my train of thought, but yeah, there was another thing I was going to say about that, was quite important, and I forgot.
Do you know what it was? Like what topic it was?
No. Yeah, it was
Um, sh-
about
uh, we have to be adults and training ourselves. Then it?
yeah, it was something like that. And ah, man, I forgot. Well, it will come to me again. But I do believe, Brandy says, never thought of it like that. I've been trying to do a lot in the woods, but hurt myself. Great idea, Tessa. Yeah, it is. This is something that we do not realize it until it happens. And because it happened that extremely to me this week, all of a sudden it clicked, and I was like, oh my God, this is so much worse than we probably think and realize, and we do it on autopilot. That's the worst of all. We do it on autopilot. And so, yeah, I do think that, try it for yourself, guys, because literally try to be aware what's happening when you are getting pulled in, when you're just watching. Because I watch videos for my research and whatever, and then all of a sudden get pulled in by something completely that's not related to the topic, is insane. And I was mad at myself that I couldn't say no, you know?
And kids are watching this. They have YouTube Kids.
Oh, yeah.
And people think that that is an appropriate platform for children.
Yeah.
It is not. If you think that your kids are safe watching anything on YouTube Kids, you're wrong. I have seen Spider-Man giving spankings to, who was it? One of the other characters in the show, like naughty style, not like you're bad, you're getting a spanking. Like it was naughty. And I was like, this is not appropriate for kids. So my kids can't be on the computer at all unless we are right there. Like do not trust them. And if it's
Exactly.
happening to us and they're so young and they don't know how to protect their energy yet. So, I mean, you have to be extra cautious with them because they're just letting it all hang out there and connecting with everything they can. So don't let them connect with the dark AI that has conquered us.
I think also that energetically we should protect ourselves, like maybe set just the intention. I mean, I think that may help. Set the intention to not get attached, because it's literally an attachment. I do believe, because that's how it felt to me. The moment it happened, it felt like I was attached to it. And yeah, it blew my mind when that happened. Really, I never did I realize it until it came in so strong. And yeah, I think that many people don't, well, it may come into their head like, oh my god, it's already that late, I'm still in here. But go deeper within yourself and check what's really happening with you when you're online. It's amazing how that works. And this also on the note of going within and getting better with ourselves, etc., means that we also need to watch this stuff, especially this stuff, because you can't get anything done anymore, otherwise. you know
Yeah,
so
they're not.
are there people that have any suggestions regarding this? Because I'm really curious what people think about this. I also heard, if you have that, but I don't know for sure, but if this is just the light coming from computer and your phone, that if you use that blue, what is it? Is it a blue
Blue
screen?
blockers.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
blockers, that might help, but I wonder if it does, or is it that the light itself is another thing that comes within your eyes and therefore it goes in your brain. And because I know it's for your health, it's not good, but would it also,
I'm
if,
gonna say no because my sister uses that constantly on her phone. Like she wears blue blockers and then she has the night vision where it's got the blue blocker screen on it, and she's on her phone more than I am. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that's not working. That is not
right?
saving her from that.
Yeah, so it's rather, maybe that's rather for the light itself that is unhealthy for you. But I do believe that AI has a way bigger effect on us, than just through that light. And I now remember what I was going to say. So, when I have a visitor, I always put in my mind, I put my phone actually in another room, because I do not want to find myself, well, somebody's talking to me, that I'm actually looking at my phone and doing all that, because you cannot focus anymore. And this past year, I've noticed how much more difficulty I had with it, because I spent way much more time online, due to the COVID. And
Well,
before,
it's complicated as well because being in the situation we're in as um, going through what we're all going through, our community is online. Like our community is online.
yeah,
Those of you who have a nice community in your area, very lucky.
yeah,
Like it's
yeah,
all
that's,
virtual and it's dragging us into it. But this, I do believe that this is something we have to do and we have to stay connected. But
yeah.
it's a double-edged sword. It really
Yeah,
is.
I agree with that, because but that's another thing indeed, because I literally know everybody only online, And hang on, there we go again with that stupid camera. Yeah, we're back. And because I have everybody, all my social life started online, and I figured, I need to start somewhere, so let's start online. And then the COVID hit, and here we are, but in the meantime, I haven't made friends like in my real life yet. The few that I have, they're actually living abroad as well, so that makes it extra uh, easy to stick online and to and but yeah, I noticed definitely that it affects me in so many more ways. I used to do like I had my rituals in my house that I do, the cleaning then, and this and that, and I would be busy painting or reading because I was always alone. Now all of a sudden, with the whole social thing that I went into, it became much more difficult. And that's why probably I notice it better than other people do, because most people already had like social groups and all that, uh, before I did. And I've been like, for those that don't know, 25 years, without any proper social life due to, what I've been through, and agoraphobia. So I was so used to be alone, and I was never bored, and I didn't spend a lot of time online at all because, yeah, I watched a video here and there, but mostly I was all painting or, doing whatever. But so now that I noticed this, the impact was immense for me, and for others it probably is much less, because the whole social aspect of it for them is not new. For most people, for me,
Yeah.
it's all new. And so I noticed these big different changes uh way quicker probably than others do. So yeah, I see Lee Rogers saying, if your path is ascension, you are craving material that is a higher vibration. That is true, but still we're online, and that's
Yeah.
not much of a high vibration in this sense. But at the same time, we do need it also to learn from each other, especially now in this um, you know, way of life that we have. And let's hope it doesn't stay this way of life. Hey, big hair tsunami, haven't seen you for a long time. And due diligence, good to see you too. And is there anybody that has any questions to Tessa about the mods or anything else?
Yes. So if anybody wants to join the Patriot Mod group, you can just send me an email. Let me put down my email address here, and then I'll send you a link. We are trying to keep it pretty close as we're learning to grow and engage one another and work together. So I don't want a huge group to start out with, because then I will be overwhelmed, you'll be underwhelmed, and it won't perform properly. So absolutely, anybody who wants to join the Patriot Mods, um, just send me an email and I'll shoot you the link and we can go from there. Like, I've
Yep.
got a Twitch, how to use the mod view on Twitch. I already have a video for that loaded up in there. Yes, I know I'm going to have to do it again, but I just wanted to pique everybody's interest and let them know that I do, have some understanding of what's going on. And I'm just not a crazy person who's like, well, I want attention, so I'm going to do this and mom.
Yeah. Yeah,
California.
exactly. And also for the content creators, hey Brad, good to see you, where we go when we go. And yeah, it's a very important thing actually. Oh man, I could have asked Brad to host for me on D Live, but yeah, that's too late now. But yeah, it's interesting, and for the content creators as well, because we are all involved, well, those that want to involved with this mod group, because we can help each other in a way more efficient way. And yeah, I think we could actually do a video specifically aimed on that for the content creators.
Absolutely.
That would be a good idea. So in order to explain to them what the purpose is, and and to spread the word about it, because I think if we are going to work together on this thing, I think that would be awesome to do. um, do you have the because you're on Telegram in the group? Right, but that's
Yeah.
still, yeah, people need to send you an email first.
Yes,
And
and
the
creators can reach out to me from there as well. Like if you're looking
yeah,
into getting a couple mods or anything, creators can reach out to me on that email address as well.
yeah. So due diligence and Brad in here, you guys have your channel. So check out the video in the beginning, because I was talking about it with her, about the idea we have with the mods. Would be a really good idea, and it would help us all. Um, Also, let me see, because I see, hey Ursula, good to see you. Um, and Laura, good to see you too. Let me see, I saw a question somewhere. Oh, how do we protect ourselves from AI and still stay informed? Well, yeah, that's a good question. I think, what would you suggest?
Um, I just do I just kind of do protection spells and I carry mirrors with me at all times. Like if unless I'm doing something where I need to be seen, I always have a mirror up. So it just reflects everything back to it. So whatever it's trying to do to me, I'm just reflecting it right back to it because it is an energy and it is trying to absorb. So I personally just use mirrors, the mental ones where I picture mirrors, and mine are always two-way because I like to see who's on the other side and what they're doing. So that's what I do. Like
Oh,
I
that's
keep
that's
them up all the time, but be careful because when other people have to see themselves, they take it out on you. And that part, that's had to learn that, when you're around other people, you should probably not be so guarded.
Oh, that's such a good idea. I didn't know that technique, but that's really brilliant. I think that's a very good tip. And also, to plan now when you're going online, and to be conscious of what you're going to do online, and set for yourself, like the idea, okay, what am I going to do online today? This, and this. If you go on a complete different path, then you're grabbed by this AI. I think that's a good way to monitor first. The next is obviously the protection, but to set goals for yourself in that sense, and try not to have it take you over, because it's very interesting that it has this effect. And I do believe that, yeah, what you say with the mirror is brilliant. I do believe that. um
And set
Also,
timers, set a timer, set a timer, set a timer.
yeah,
Like most of the phones have digital well-being type of apps in them where you can say, okay, I'm only going to watch 5 hours. And I know it sounds like, well, that's a lot of time, 5 hours. Set
but
yours for 5 hours for one day and see how quickly you fly through that. Like you're going to be shocked. And like it shuts down the app and you can't go into it for the rest of the day unless you go in and then reset your timer. But then you're doing it knowingly and it's giving you both awareness and you're holding yourself accountable for spending more than 5 hours on YouTube a day.
exactly. And also, yeah, Brooklyn Way says it's a great practice. It also strengthens your agency like a boundary. That is so true, because we need to do that anyway. When you go within and you learn all that things, this is one of the other things that you actually, where you can train it, because this is a strong one. Also, metal plated face job says, careful with mirrors, they can also be used to attack a person as well.
Mm.
um how do you see that?
Um, I I've been doing it since I was like 4 or 5. Like I'm a child of the 90s, so I like just put myself in a little canister, the ones that the bank that it like shoots up the tube. Like I just put myself in one of those with mirrors on the outside. And I mean, other than humans, I don't have any problems because it's a two-way mirror. I'm not looking at me. I'm looking out. They're the ones who have to deal with the mirror, not me.
Right.
I'm smarter than that.
Yeah, that's so true. Sudabog, wait, what are you all using internet for? Well, we're using it for information, obviously, but as soon as it goes beyond information, and it's actually, you know, grabbing you and taking you over, I mean,
Yeah, just
then
set your timer. on your
Yep.
phone for YouTube for
Well,
one day, and then you can see how bad it is for yourself. Like you might not be that person. You might just be the one who goes in and only watches one or two videos, and then that's it. And super jealous of you. But if you just do a 5 hour one, you'll
yeah.
see that you're using it way more than you think you do.
Oh, but there are also these screen timers, yeah, right? So I put them on, and I really have it, but I never look at it. And even if I see it, I still don't really see it. And now I'm going to do that because you're going to be shocked in 1 week how much I've been online. I mean, it's really shocking. So you've got that, but I do think that the most important thing is to choose to want to know, and choose to want to be aware of it, because once you do that, that's when you actually realize how bad it is. And many people are, yeah, whatever, I noticed it and blah, and go away, and obviously I did the same until that happened to me this week, and I was like, holy crap, this is bad. This is, this AI is pulling me in, like it just has me like a puppet on a string, and that's not good. And all of a sudden a lot of things clicked with the past year, how many things that I was supposed to do I didn't do, and all that. And it's yeah, it's a thing that is not completely sane, I believe. Rainbow Snuggle Fritz, he says, I constantly have videos playing in the background. I do too, but I rather have music when I do stuff in the house, because I do not pay attention when I'm busy with something else. And many people are like, oh, I'll be right back, I'm busy with this and that, and I'm listening. Yes, I can do that too for a short period of time, but not all day. I want to just be focused on what I listen to. Otherwise, I might as well not do it, because then I won't pick up half of it, right?
Exactly.
And yes, Lagos, you are actually kind of stalking. He's still drooling over me. Hey, Q team, that's a long time. I haven't seen you. Good to see you. And so let me see, because I saw somebody else uh, saying turning off Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. Never, I never ever use any Bluetooth uh, devices, anything, because, but that's rather for my health, and because you literally put yourself in between that frequency radiation from the internet, and so I plug everything in. I don't care. I mean, we used to have no phones at all, or the big, and I grew up with that, obviously. So when I think of that, then I'm thinking, how hard can it be not to use Bluetooth? It's everything that we get used to, really. And if you're used to it, you're like, oh yeah, I cannot live without it. But well, then in a way, you're addicted, because addiction goes far these days. I mean, we are all addicted to something, even stuff that we don't even realize we're addicted on, and so be aware also to unplug every now and then, and force yourself doing it, and be aware when you are unplugged, how many times you think, oh, I want to be online, oh, I want to be online. Now there is your call that you are actually completely addicted. And then it's the question, do you mind? Well, I would find it rather concerning if I had that. So let me see if I can see somebody that's saying something. Well, I don't see any questions anymore.
Yay. So much
Well,
pressure to answer.
um, in God we trust, come over, hit my new channel. God bless. We will, in God we trust. Also, due diligence, he has his own show as well, and go check that out too. Sudabok, when you find yourself falling to sleep while online, you might have a problem. I never fall asleep when online, ever,
Mhm.
because I'm totally ADHD in that sense. I need to see everything, hear everything, and all that. I used to have that with the television as well. People that fall asleep with the TV, I couldn't. I just could not fall asleep with the TV. And So yeah, that's another thing. Many people that fall asleep with their phones in their hands while they're listening to something, while they're checking something. Ooh, that's a bad one, because your sleep is constantly interfered with the radiation of Wi-Fi and the EMF radiation indeed. And and that's what makes you, wake up tired as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're all guilty of it. Like I like to listen to nighttime meditations while I'm sleeping, or
Yep.
things to encourage different astral projections and all that good fun stuff. So I mean, I still do it, but I finally caved and got the Omnia radiation balancer, and it's been really nice. Like my hand doesn't vibrate whenever I'm touching the phone, which I didn't even know was a thing until Laura pointed out. She's like, it just makes you feel bad. And I was like, yes, it does. Now
It
I
does.
hate my phone. Thank you.
Well, what I do with for example, I do have Spotify and I download my playlist from meditation. And so if it's a guided meditation, I downloaded it and then I can go offline and I put it on flight mode and I can still listen to it.
Oh, I'm
So
gonna do that. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I do. So for those that actually have like a Spotify, you can download a playlist and then you can just play it offline. So you don't need to have it online. And even sometimes I want to fall asleep with music. Then and I have my whole playlist on Spotify. I download the whole playlist and then I just fall asleep like that. Hey, Miracle Girly, good to see you. And let me see. Oh, thank you, Big Hair Tsunami, for your donation on the Cash App. I just saw that. Thank you. And yeah, I think we went through everything that we had to go through. I will, for those that were on D Live, I go live right after this just to empty the chest for a second, so you know. And so if you are on, were on D Live last week, and I didn't empty the chest, then go there after this stream, and I will be there to give you whatever there is to give, because I still don't understand how it works, to be honest. Um, and is there besides your email, well, is there any social media platforms people can find you, or you want to be found?
No, I don't want to be found. I try not to leave a trail. Like I exist, but I don't like.
Okay, Sudabok
I
has a question
no.
for you. How long have you been going out of body, and do you journal your trips?
Um, I honestly can't remember a time where I couldn't go out of body. Like it's naturally been happening my entire life. And do I journal them? No, no, because that's either I remember it completely, every detail, and I mean for years. I remember ones that I had as a child, like a 4-year-old. I
Wow.
remember them completely, or I can forget them completely. And those are the ones I'm not supposed to know. So I I don't
That's
I'm
amazing. I've never done out of body. Well, I've never experienced that, but yeah, I know a couple of people. But you literally had it since you practically were born, and that's a very interesting topic that we should actually talk about as well. We're going to go a whole show about that stuff, because I
absolutely.
have more people doing that, and so I definitely want to bring those people on, including you. Actually, it's just two people, really, maybe three, that can then, tell their story about going out of body, if you are interested. And I do believe you guys are. And if not, then I'm still going to do it. There's always
Exactly.
somebody interested, right?
Yeah, because it's not just necessarily for you trying to reach the whole collective. There's a
Yeah.
lot more.
Well, I would love to learn it, but at the same time, I'm like convinced that you just don't do it until you're ready for it. It's kind of my feeling, but I'm not sure. But you don't know any better than you've always done it your whole life.
Yeah, I feel it rocky and then I'm gone. And
Wow,
I told you
amazing.
the random story about me and the astral projecting and oh, my mother.
Yes. Oh, we're gonna get to that. Trust me, we're
Yeah.
gonna get through that. So, we're going to definitely do an episode on out of body experiences and how that works. And if there are people that want to participate in that, let me know. Just send me an email. Is my email actually that, well, for those that don't have my email, here it is. Wait, I need to think about my email now. It's Keystone Channel at protonmail.com. Yeah, that's it. And don't email me for dates. I'm not gonna date, so you know. For those that are still drooling in there. And so, yeah, it was a pleasure having you on. We're going to also be hearing more about the new mod live chat mod project, right?
Yes, yes, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, and so I thank you all for being there. Go check out Whitehead. He's going live at 9 p.m. ET with Alara as well, and don't forget about Wednesday on True Reporting with Thomas and Nicole Frolic, and I'll be there too, and then Thursday we have Neo, so that's going to be fun, and yeah, I hope you
She's
all
incredible.
right. I hope you all have a great night. I'm going to see you guys in D Live for those that want to have the chest empty from last week. And then have a great evening, all. And peace out. Where we go
I'm hanging
one,
out.
where we go one, we go
We
all.
go all.
Bye, all.